Hello, I greet you all from Uganda. I hope you are as excited as I am to connect, to conversate, and to rebuild what is seemingly becoming the new trend, rebuilding and building things that make us happy. I am Sanyu Penelope. I come from Uganda. I run a young feminist institution called Femme Forte. Femme Forte is seeking to foster effective resilience, to break barriers, and reach new heights for women in Uganda. We are excited about new ways of doing work and building pathways between the young and older feminist and movement and women's movement in Uganda. And I'm excited to be speaking to you today. I want to specifically congratulate each and every one of you for choosing us and for choosing to be here right now in this time. I want you to know that you belong here, you are welcome here, and we thank you for choosing to be here at such a time as this. We do not take it for granted. As asked to talk about self-care, or rather taking care of our online selves, with hinging on self-care as essential in our drive to help others. And I want to start this conversation with a very short poem by Melissa Kennedy. And here it goes. There is a land I belong to inside my mind, a land of dreamers, the believers, the ones with bursting hearts and infinite depth. This lovely piece is a reminder of infinite worlds that live within each of us. There is so much to explore in ourselves and in one another that goes way beyond surface level. It's in the depths that we find our passions hiding and waiting to be stirred. It is my hope that after our conversation today, that each of us will find ourselves, that we'll find depths that are beyond surface level, and that we will seek to explore those depths with ourselves and with each other to build and to connect and to live happy lives. I know that most of us have flown before, or if we haven't, we have seen commercials where the flight attendant is guiding people on what to do should there be turbulence or should there be any unexpected turn of events. And usually the caution is put on your mask first, put on your oxygen mask before you help other people. Today, I want to share a few tips that might help us put on our own masks before we rush into helping other people. And there's a quote that says, "An empty lantern provides no light. Self-care is the fuel that allows your light to shine ever so brightly." All the important work we are doing out there will not yield into anything if we do not fuel it with self-care, and if we do not make self-care the essential tool in the work that we do. So I coined, a friend of mine coined an acronym that I'm going to borrow, and that has helped me shape and think of ways to get through online chaos and exhaustion and depression and all sorts of dysfunctionality that is happening today. I know that because of the migration from physical work and physical interaction to online presence and online community. And so this acronym is SAVERS. 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 The S is for silence. How many times do we stop to be silent with ourselves? I have made it a point to wake up and stay silent for at least 30 minutes just connecting with my thoughts, connecting with myself, taking a moment to be quiet and look within, check my pulse, figure out what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I am going through before I step out into the day and before I get into a space where I'm taking phone calls, responding to tweets, coming up with hashtags, Snapchatting, video messaging, doing all the things that I must do. I need to stop and feel, stop and be present for me, stop and be quiet with myself, look within, introspect, and take a moment to breathe. The A in Savers is for affirmation. Right after I have been silent with myself, it's bathroom time. And I usually take a moment in the mirror to tell myself how gorgeous I am and affirm myself and tell myself I can do it. I am beautiful. I am capable. I am present. I am a good employer. I am a good friend. I am a good daughter. I am a good everything, every affirmation that I need to hear for the day. I take time to do that in my bathroom time. Before I get lost in the online life, before I get lost in movement building online, before I get lost in all the activism I do and all the work that takes my time, the V in Savers is for visioning or visualization. It has been said that optimism is one of the biggest resources that we have. And so I like to take some time to vision, to see things before they happen, to imagine, to dream. Sometimes it's okay to take a break and just daydream. Think about all the things that you could do. Think about all the possibilities. Think about all the things that you could possibly achieve. Even though they are way out of your reach, even though they are way out of your league, it's okay to dream. So spend some time visioning. Vision for yourself, visualize for yourself, visualize for your team, visualize for your work, visualize for your community. It's important in the work that we do, because for us to be able to help others, we must see ourselves in a certain way. John Maxwell says that the value you place on yourself is the same value other people will place on you. So how do you envision yourself? How do you see the work that you do? How do you visualize that work? And how do you present it out there? So remember, we are talking about savers, and I talked about the S in savers, which is about silence, and the A, which is about affirmation. And we've just talked about the V, which is about visioning. And now we are going to talk about exercise, which is the E in savers. I don't know what it is you do to stretch, to exercise your mind, your body, and everything that you are, but I like to take some time sometimes to just stretch. Whether it be through yoga, whether it be through dance, I love to dance. And so sometimes I will blast music to high volume and just dance until I break a sweat. And that is important for my self-care. I am caring for my mind, I'm caring for my heart, I'm caring for my body in order for me to be able to contribute to the larger community that I serve and the larger community that I belong. So how many times do you stop to exercise? Do you feed right? Do you do well by your mind and by your body? How do you exercise your mind? Do you stop to engage in intellectual discourse? Are you stopping to read some intellectually challenging material that you would not ordinarily engage with? And that is the E in savers. The R in savers is for reading. Read, 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 read. John Maxwell still says that readers, good leaders read. So if you're not reading, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So we are losing your contribution. We are losing your beautiful self. We are losing out on everything that you could add value to because you are not sharpening your mind. So what are you reading? How are you reading? What is it that you feed your mind with? What environments are you creating to nurture your wellness? Do they include exercise? Do they include silence? Do they include affirmation? Do they include reading? The last of this acronym savers is S for scribing. Take some time to write down, even if it's just a letter to yourself, even if it's just a letter about your feelings. Journal, write a note to yourself, write something that makes you happy, write a letter to your future self, write about the things that are happening, write think pieces, blog, share your mind with the world, but write, 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 write. The same way you're reading, take some time to write. And that, my friends, is the entire acronym SAVERS. Please remember, it is S for silence, A for affirmation, V for visioning or visualization, E for exercise, R for reading, and S for scribing. Savers. That is one thing we cannot forget because it's very easy to grasp, and it's a tool that can help us get through our self-care journey without breaking our backs. So I want to ask a few questions. One, what environments are you creating to nurture your self-care and wellness? The second question is, are you taking yourself away from toxicity? And lastly, what do you need to unlearn this year, this moment, this day, to free yourself from the many things that are holding you from practicing a great self-care journey? What do you need to do to unlearn? What do you need to unlearn to free yourself from the many things that are holding you back from practicing a great self-care journey? And I want to conclude this talk by encouraging us to understand that our bodies are a well. Our bodies are like a well. We cannot pour from an empty cup. We cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you are not investing in your self-care, if you're not investing in rejuvenating everything that you are, if you're not taking a moment to pause and think about you and grow you and help yourself get away from the spaces that intoxicate you and frustrate you and unground you and make you unsettled, you are not doing the movement a favor. You're killing yourself, you're killing your dreams, you're killing the movement, and you're killing everybody that's depending on you to add value or to add value to you. Thank you so much for listening. I am Penelope Sanyu from Uganda, and I'm speaking.